young teenager, he put everything into it. Carlos was an amazing brother. He spent countless hours with Martha, living with her, and then just a short distance from her. He loved both of his siblings, and they were very close. And he became an incredible uncle to his 5 nephews. Family was everything to Carlos. And he showed that every day through calls and time spent together. As the family gathered and talked about him, they remembered fun times as well as beautiful times. They were so blessed to have spent time together just a few weeks ago in Cancun as a family. What a blessing to have that memory. Carlos put just about everyone over himself. He would rather go hungry himself than to see someone else go hungry. What a testament to his character and his faith. I know he will be missed, but I also know that he will live on in the lives that he changed, in the people he loved, in the difference he made in this world. I thank God for the gift of Carlos in this world to each one of us. Amen and amen. Now, his nephew would like to speak, and a few others of you, if you have something you would like to share about Carlos, there'll be a microphone here, and I invite you to make your way and tell us things about Carlos that we need to know. Adrian, you want to come ahead?
All of us knew Carlos for different reasons, but there's one thing we all had in common. We all cared about him. He was a kind and caring man, and if you ever needed anything, you could call him. He was smart and hardworking, sometimes too hardworking. But for me, he was my friend. Theo Carlos and I have always been close. We had chili dog days back when he would drive me to gymnastics, and we would call for hours to talk about cars. It's hard to believe that just a few months ago, him and I were cooking steak and shrimp while my parents were out of town. I'm glad we're all here to celebrate his life and share the memories we made with Carlos Montemayor. I'll miss you, and I'm glad you're in my life. If anyone would like to speak, feel free to come up here, or we can bring you a microphone to you.
You want to share?
I'm not going to be able to say much, but I've been answering Carlos's cell phone when it rings the last week and a half. And we've been getting, texts and other calls and messages. And I thought that you can only have one best friend, but the ongoing theme is everyone who calls or messages says, he was my best friend.
When my son Carlos turned 18, I thanked him because he never gave me any problems. He was always a very good son. The problem was when he turned 18 and started to work and attending college. He would enroll in a 12-hour semester and continue working full-time in restaurants as a dishwasher, busboy, or whatever he was hired for, and sometimes he did not even get paid for. This continued for several semesters until he finally dropped out of school. For several years, he worked in restaurants and bars as a cook, as a bartender, and in my opinion, he worked for nothing. Needless to say, I was not happy with this situation. I could not accept the idea of having a daughter engineer and a CPA son and a bartender as a son. My thought was that how come, as intelligent as he was wasting his life and future. And I thought, what kind of a life is he going to have? How is he going to support himself as a bartender? And also, I did not like the idea of him being surrounded by an environment full of drunk people and maybe even drug addicts, and him being the one serving the alcohol to these people. All of this caused a lot of problems between the two of us, and a lot of times I told him not so very nice words. Finally, after about 10 years, he told me that he wanted to go to culinary school. I had my reservations because I knew this career is very expensive, and I did not know if he was going to do the same thing as before and drop out of school, or if he was going to finish. It took me some time to make a decision and tell him that I was going to help him. But I finally accepted and told him that I was going to help him because I had promised him years before that if he ever wanted to go to culinary school, I was going to pay for it, and I always kept my promises to my children. About 3 years after he was doing so well as a chef, I was in my home ironing. The house was very quiet, and suddenly I heard a voice telling me, "Your son Carlos did not waste all those years he worked in restaurants and bars, doing jobs that did not require too many skills. He was preparing himself to become what he is now, what he is today, the best chef, because he not only knows about food, but also knows about wines. Your son will become the best chef ever." And he did. I cried after this. And then I went to the phone, called Carlos, and asked him to forgive me for having been so hard on him. He told me, "Mom, you don't have anything to ask forgiveness for. You are the best mom, and I love you."
Would anyone else like to share?
Afternoon. I'm Matthew Molina, and I met Carlos the first week in culinary school. I met him the first week in culinary school, and we became very good friends at that time. And We were kind of inseparable. We're friends, brothers. We were compadres. We kept everything, our passion about friends and family and cooking, everything was such a huge deal. We kept in touch over years and years. He came up to Mississippi with me. We got to cook at the same country club. And we were roommates. He was an amazing person. There are many times that I don't know if I would have made it mentally through just different situations of work, life, family, without him on my side and telling me and supported me. And I feel I had done the same thing for him. I haven't met a lot of y'all in his family, but I could pretty much tell you a story about every one of y'all over the years. We just talked last week, the week before, because every year that I come to Austin and visit my mom and family and brothers, he always comes and hangs out with us and just BS's with us, and laugh and shoot the bull and that kind of thing. He was supposed to come over to my brother's this coming Monday to spend time with my family, and I've really blocked this last week everything out of my head because I refused to believe it. And I knew when I came here that I would have felt him and be around you people, family. I just want to say that I love y'all. I really feel that y'all are my family also. And if there's anything ever, till the day is end, you can always call on me, and I'll do anything for you. I love you all. And one thing that he says is just, he did bring love to everybody, and his compassion was so intense. And it was just a great feeling to be around him and talk food and just everything. There was something that we put online the other day between all of our Mississippi friends, and anytime there was a situation, good or always good, sometimes bad, just he would always say, "Dang it, boy." And it was just kind of like, that's all I could think about. It's just those a million quotes and a million things from him. But what he did bring was just love to everybody, even the people he had no idea who they were. He made them feel like family and friends. And I guess I'm saying is what he would want y'all to do is continue the love and compassion that he has for friends and family and food, and just pass that on to everybody. Thank you, and I love y'all.
Does anyone else wish to speak? Then we will continue with our hymn of faith, hymn number 310, Joyful, Joyful, We Adore Thee. Would you stand? Following the benediction, the family will move out to the atrium. You're invited to join them for punch and cookies and just to share memories and share that love that Carlos was so good at giving. I encourage you, as you leave this place, to take that love into the world and share it. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine up on you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Amen.